vestave vedeshangapadakramopaniषदैः gayantiyam samagaः dhyanavastitadgatena manasa ashyantiyam yoginaha yasyantam navidussura suraganaha devaya tasmai namaha. Please read, please. Verse number 33 onwards, please. Atha cettvamimam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tataswadharmam kirtim cha hitva papamavapsyasi akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtihi maranadatirichyate bhayat ranatu paratam mansyante tvam maharathaha yesham chatvam bahumatah bhutva yasyasi laghavam avachya vadansya bahuna vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantastava samarthyam tato dukkhataram nukim hato va prapsyasi swargam jitva va bhoksyase mahim tasmaduttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nischayah. So all these last 7-8 verses are pure common sense. Please understand. In order to solve any problem, you can go into any range of thought, absolute to relative. The most important aspect of this is, please see, the most, what shall I say, the significant part or the important aspect of ignorance is, please see that point, the most important side effect of ignorance is the person under ignorance does not know that he is doing a wrong thing. That is the most confusing, beguiling side effect. The person who is under the spell of ignorance does not know that he is doing something wrong. Angry man doesn't think he is doing something wrong. Hating, jealous, ambitious, fighting with somebody, meaninglessly arguing with somebody, even being kind and compassionate out of sheer ignorance. The person doesn't know he is doing something wrong. That's the Are you getting that point? It's a very, very tough situation. He thinks he is doing right. That is why it's very difficult to talk to a person who is ignorant and arrogant about ignorance. Very stubborn. They not ready to see the other side of it. It's like a miser. The miser has a mindset. The miser thinks whatever he is doing is wrong. Like any obsessed person, just to give an example, any obsessed person thinks that what he is doing is right. So many examples you can take. In your own life also, you can take 100 examples, you can look at it. The obsessed person doesn't know what is right and wrong. Totally under the spell of ignorance, he loses the sense of discrimination. Like a miser, he was a very rich man, but he's terribly tight. He will not spend any money for anybody, including himself. And then some of his friends one day told him, what type of person you are? You come from such a good family. And your father was so rich, so generous, so wonderful. And best part of it is, okay, you don't give money to anybody. Why don't you dress well? You should have a dress sense. He said, what type of dress I should wear? He said, why don't you emulate your father? Your father was the most neatly dressed person in this world. Every suit was perfectly cut. Every tie matches the dress. The shoe will be absolutely clean. Then the man said, what do you think I am doing? This is all my father's dress and shoes. The fool will not know he is making a mistake. He thinks he is perfect. You understand the point, please. Anybody under obsession, anytime, it can be obsession with power, position, youth, riches, anything. And it comes up because of the ignorance it comes up. And the person will give a different interpretation to his wrong actions. That is why it becomes difficult. If you see things clearly, you know how stupid the other person is, but still you have to tolerate. Why? What can you do? Until the other person sees, how is he going to change? You can die. You can kill yourself looking at the right side of things. But until the other person sees, he will not do it. So what do? That is where it demands patience. Total patience, because the person thinks he is doing right. What can you say? There was a man who was went for an interview, for a marriage. Then somebody was asking, so what is your idea about marriage? There should be security. He says, oh, will you like to, so you like a millionaire girl, just because, will you like to marry, so you will marry a girl just because she's a millionaire? All for the sake of money? He said, of course not. But then, how can you allow that little young thing to be an old maid just because he is a millionaire? You should have little heart. So suddenly he says, as though he is compassionate. He is not interested in the money. He wants her to be, because it's not for her sake, not for the money's sake, but compassion for the girl. That is why he is marrying. You can twist. Anything you can twist. Ignorance has that capacity. That is why if you are educated ignorant, you are much more twisting. Very, very twisting fellow. Very complicated. Because you are educated about the relative things, ignorant about the absolute things. That is why all your education on the relative matters will completely confuse the absolute much more. Because I don't know anything about myself, but I know everything about other things. So that is where my confusion will be much more. Educated people become much more dangerous than uneducated people. A rich, ignorant person becomes much more dangerous than the poor and ignorant. It's a deadly combination. You have all the means but no wisdom. It's a deadly combination. If a poor man is angry, he can only hit himself. When the rich person is angry, he can destroy a lot of people. If a powerless person is angry, he can only hit himself. When the powerful person is angry, he can destroy everybody else. That is why it becomes dangerous. The person must come back to himself. There is no question. Please understand. That is the difficulty of ignorance. The ignorant person doesn't know what he is doing. The famous story about Villuva Mangala, very traditional story where the man was so obsessed with a woman, a prostitute. So obsessed. Then one night, it is heavily raining. And he wants to reach her place. And he goes there. He crosses the river, climbs the wall, reaches the residence of the prostitute. And the woman, of course, knocks the door, she opens the door. She couldn't believe it. He said, "What are you doing at this hour of the night? How did you manage to come? The elements are really on their elements. Even the animals will not stir out. How did you manage to reach here?" He said, "You are so kind. You organized everything for me to come." He said, "What? What did I do for you?" Say, "You put up a boat on the river for me to cross it. And as I came in, you put up a rope for me to climb the wall and come to your house. You organized everything." He said, "I have not done no such thing. What is that rope I put out for you? Come, let us see." When he goes there, it's a python. It's a snake hanging from the house. So holding that python as the rope, the person comes up. He said, "Okay, let me show you your boat. What is the boat you carried?" He said, "No, I have tied it." "What is the boat?" Then he goes there. When he sees the boat, it's not a boat, it's a dead body. Floating dead body. So he has gone onto the dead body and he comes. Obsessed. Obsessed people. Ignorant person, obsessed person doesn't ever see what the person is doing. That is why person is corrupt. You will not look for anything. That's what the people will say, what anybody will say, what the impact on the family, impact on anything. It just doesn't matter. Corrupt person. You are obsessed with riches. You will do anything, any crime you shall commit. If it goes to deceive your own father, your mother, your people, your friend also, it doesn't matter. Why? You want money. People do that. Simple transactions. They'll come, "Swamiji," they'll fall at the feet. And that, "There is a straw available here. And it is only 10,000 rupees. Okay. Then you go to see the straw, it is maximum, it will be 4,000 rupees. The person pretends to be, you are the biggest follower. You are the God, he is the devotee. That type of nonsense they'll project for you. Then want to make a cool 5,000 rupees on the transaction. That's what people do. I'm just giving an example. Anywhere. For achieving its own little goal, the person will go into any extent. Ignorant person, please understand. That is why you shall see. When ignorant person, because with his selfishness, not knowing he is the happiness himself, he is the immortality itself, he shall go to any extent to curry the favor. Doesn't mind even killing in the process, he shall justify the killing also. Very, very dangerous. It's like children. When you're young, 15, 20, 30, 25 years old, now the person falls in love with somebody. Very well, infatuated with somebody. Then the parents will say, "Don't do that, your study will be neglected. Your job will go. That fellow is stupid." Nothing doing. Why? Obsessed. Infatuated. You won't see any mistake. Everybody else is at wrong because you don't see it. Wisdom is all about knowing yourself so that you know your relative limitation, relative strength. Arjuna also. Because of the ignorance, he doesn't understand what is going on. Forgets that he is the prince. And if he is so wise, he doesn't have to organize the whole battle and then come to the battlefield to know that I don't want to fight. From the day one you would have thought, okay, the person doesn't want, I am going. You drop out of the race. Suppose that is your conviction. Okay, drop out of the race. No, you join the race, fight the battle, and in the battlefield, I don't want to fight. What? How can you do that? Please. So here he gives him the common sense. From the absolute standpoint, of course, nothing need to worry. You don't have to worry about anything because the person will know exactly what to do. He shall use the relative strength as well as the weakness. The person who is aware of himself and aware of his limitation, he knows where to involve, where to withdraw. So conscious. That is why the person never repents in life. The sign of wisdom is you never have to say, I am sorry. Understand? It's not self-righteousness that I will never say I am sorry. No. But the sign of wisdom, you are being very, very conscious living. That you are conscious living, the sign of your conscious living is you don't have to say I am sorry. Because I know what exactly I am doing. And the last moment, suppose you want to, just think of it. You want something you want. I want this chocolate. So you go for it. The person, no, there is no chocolate. Thank you. Walk out. Why? Because you have gone for it. If you are like an animal, suppose the dog is following you. Chocolate, dog is following for the food. Wherever you go, the fellow will go. Go. Because he won't know that you won't give. Like a child. The child will follow you. Wherever you go, the child will follow you. Until the child gets it. Cry, stubborn, everything will get it. The child will not know that you may not give. That possibility is not there for him. Same thing also ignorant people. Very stubborn. The person doesn't know he is going and maybe it may not be there. But the person thinks if somebody says, he will do it. How many things, but the person will not look at himself. There are many things I have told, I have not done, he will forget. But if somebody says something, somebody must do. That is a must. That is why all the rules are for others. In the case of ignorant people, all the rules are for others. Nothing for themselves. Other people should be quiet, other people should be sensitive, other people should be kind, other people should be generous. Me, my money is mine, yours is mine. Beautiful. You can see it in families, you can see it everywhere. My money is mine, your money also is mine. My thing is mine, your thing also is mine. But my thing, that's not. If you do it, if you are angry, for others' sake. If other people are angry, crazy. I see. Understand, friends, you must see it. That is the curse of ignorance. The person doesn't know what he is doing. That is why Bhagavan uses both the standpoints. Absolute, relative standpoints also. The relative standpoint, please understand, a relative standpoint, which is where he talks about, hey Arjuna, you must know. Swadharmam apicha avekshya na bikam vitvarasi. Even looking at your own dharma, as to what you should do as a prince, as a king, as a prince, you need not worry. Why? Because that is your dharma, to protect, to defend. Therefore, you have to fight the battle. And again, as we saw in the morning, yadruchaya upapannam. You have not initiated this battle. You didn't cause this battle. It came on your way. Because if the other brothers would have happily given away your share, there is no reason why you should fight. Therefore, fight. It's just like, please understand, now it is coming to a kingdom. As I told you, it's a macro case. Macro case because kingdom, prince, kings. How many of us are prince and kingdom? Now that things are gone. But you can be managing director of a company. You can be a big man in your house. You can be the top man in your family itself. You can be a customer in a bank. When you are a customer in a bank, now you have a certain right. That you have stood there for half an hour and the person is supposed to finish it up. The person is not doing. What should you do? Okay, let him not do. Again I will come back. Again I will come back. No, I fight with my right. Why? Because I have come here, this has to be done for me. So there is a customer's right. right of a citizen, but also please remember, we shall come little later on, all that karma yoga, we shall see that as much you should demand your right, that much you should also be responsible and responsive, awakened to your duty. Most people are awakened to the right. What is your duty? Don't talk about it. But you completely forget. If you do your duty, other people's right are protected, your right is protected. Suppose father's duty is to look after the child. Child's duty is to listen to the father. Just an example. Mother's duty is to take care of the baby. The baby's duty is to respect the mother. If you go on fulfilling your duty, you shall never ever argue. Do you know why? Whoever tries to fulfill his duty always shall be humble, because nobody can ever fulfill all his duties. You be little duty oriented and see what a fighter you are. You will not fight. Unnecessarily don't argue. You are always humble, because falling short of my duty. But if you are, who is the fighter? The person who is always demanding right. Why can't I have this? Why can't I have this? But why can't you do that also? Why can't I have a light or dawn after 10 o'clock? But what about your duty? To switch off the light at 9 o'clock. Responsibility. Why can't I go on the right side of the road? The law is go on the left. So this is where this, you understand how many examples I can give. You think for yourself. The moment you are duty oriented, has to be done by me. If everybody follows it, rights are automatically taken care of. I do my duty, you do your duty. My duty is to teach. Your duty is to learn. I teach nicely, you learn nicely. Job is done. But suppose I have to teach. Hey, all the time teaching only. Why can't I watch a movie now today? Holiday. Finish. You are supposed to study. Why sleepy? Right. For what? What happens? You want a simple thing. I'm just to give a simple thing. You can extend it to any type of things in your life. Whether it's a husband, wife, father, mother, teacher, student, ruler, ruled, it doesn't matter. Each one does his duty. Hey Arjuna, looking at your responsibility, you need not worry also, because this is your Sukhina Kshatriya Partha, Lavante Yuddhamadrusham. This type of fight, it has come unasked, where you have to protect the dharma. You must consider yourself lucky. Athachetyam myam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi. And if you do not do it, he reminds you the other side. If you do not do it, swadharmam hitva, kirtim cha hitva, papam avsyasi. You shall neglect your duty, you shall lose your glory, and papam avsyasi. You shall gather all sins, bad karma, because you neglected your duties. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathai shanti tabhyayam te kathai shanti abhyayam. For a very long time, the story shall repeat itself about your inglorious adventure. Akirtim bhutani kathai shanti. All the beings will talk about this inglorious chapter of your life. And hey Arjuna, sambhavitasya akirtihi maranat atirichyate. Sambhavitasya. Sambhavitasya, one who is thought well over by other people, one who is respected by other people, one who is looked up to by other people, sambhavita. One who is highly looked upon. For such a person, there is no greater death than a scandal. Akirtihi maranadatirichyate. Akirtihi, his vilification, scandalized life, his cowardice, his running away from the field, is much more painful than the death itself. Understand? And here Arjuna, you are the prince, like it or not. Everybody looks up to you. And what shall they say? And you think they shall glorify you? These are common man's logic. Huh? You think they shall glorify you, and you say, Arjuna was very kind, very compassionate, and he did not want to fight. Didn't want to fight the battle. Then what did you want to do? What will they say? Bhayat ranat uparatam mansyante tva maharathaha. Oh, these great warriors are standing. You know what will they say? These Arjuna. Bhayat ranat uparatam. Run away from this battlefield. And this fellow will go and tell his grandson, the big mustachioed fellow. Soldier, foot soldier. Everybody will say, Arjuna was right in front of me. Everybody will say that. Because when a person is down, everybody kicks. So once you go away, everybody will say, because of me only he ran away. Everybody. Beginning from the captain to the foot soldier. Everybody will say that. And what will they tell their grandson? You know, I was in that famous battle of Kauravas and Pandavas. I was in the front line. Which grandson is going to verify it? I was in the front line. And then I was standing there. Now comes Arjuna's chariot. Krishna seated there, 5 horses, beautiful chariot. The more you glorify the other forces, the better it shall be to kill them, isn't it? So the lovely horses, powerful horses, Krishna himself chariot, Arjuna came in, and the person stood in between the two armies. I was standing in front. And when Arjuna looked at me, I just touched my mustache. When Arjuna just looked at me, I just turned my mustache. He ran for his life. Battle over. Bhayat, reading that? Bhayat ranat uparatam mansyante ta maharatha mansyante. They shall consider you running away from this battlefield out of fear. Nobody shall say you are running out of compassion. Yesham chatvam bahumato. Yesham tvam bahumata. Those people who think so high of you. Bhutva laghama yasyasi. You shall be again insignificant in their eyes. They shall think, my God, Arjuna was a great fighter until he came to the battlefield. The person was all confident until he came to examination field hall. The student was all confidence until he came to examination hall. What type of, are you getting that? What type of thing is that? So all these things people don't say they will eulogize you. Arjuna was a kind fellow, did not want the kingdom, therefore you want to go away, you want to understand what Shreyas, what is the absolute gain, what is the Brahman, Atman, what is all pervasiveness. That is talk between you and me. Nobody will hear it. Everybody shall say these things only. Avachyavadansya bahust. Badishyandi tava ahita. Ahitaha, tava ahitaha. Avachyavadansya. Inexplicable. Avachya means unreportable. Bad words they will say. Avachya. The things you cannot even talk about. The words that you cannot use. Those are the things they will use for you. This fellow was a coward. He was, useless. He looked at me and ran away. All this nonsense. They will say, avachya, bahun avachya vadan. Taba ahitaha. And all that is not good for you. In a sense, every one of those words will destroy your image as to who you are. Nindantas tava samarthyam nindanta. Vilifying, looking down upon your capability. They will talk all nonsense about you. Hey Arjuna, tato dukkhataram nukim. What is greater pain than that? Whipping him out of this. Even if you look at the common man's cause, hey Arjuna, you cannot afford to get out. Fight the battle. See, as I told you, this case is of a battlefield, therefore the language is used, but this you can use for anybody. A child goes to exams and says, Mommy, I cannot. What the mommy says, don't worry, you are full of confidence. So many exams you have passed. Today you are in 12th, 10th, or graduate, postgraduate class. So many exams you have already crossed. You shall do it. And baby, if you don't do it, think what your friends will say. They will say, oh, the moment is, oh, so very strong, very smart in the class, he was doing it. Now, the moment he came to exams, run away. You know, do you know how he was getting first in the class, in the first position in the class? Knowing all the questions beforehand. And he was teacher's pet. So the teacher will pat, and give the questions, take it and go. Stupid. You know, can you take it? Oh, that's right. I must prove them wrong. Now confidence comes back. You understand that? Simple situations. You are standing in a queue, somebody jumps and you are already raging. It's all right. Don't be so angry. All right, just as quietly he jumped, you also quietly jumped in front of him. Why are you getting angry? If you get angry, what will they say? Not well brought up. Not from a good family. Why are you shouting? Quietly talk. Why are you shouting? You have something to talk? Come and talk. Why are you shouting? What type of upbringing? Oh, that's right. You understand? The example is that. It's not that Bhagavad Gita must be always told, so fight. Fight means what? For Arjuna's sake, this language is used. But this is X. Wherever you are, you can, these are the ways. You are the confidence itself. Oh, this marriage, suppose is breaking down, the girl I want to marry, just a social relationship. The boy I want to marry, nobody likes me, I don't know. Or you agreed for marriage, last moment you are dropping out. What are you doing? How can you do that? No, I don't want to marry. What people will say, you can never marry again. Right? But then I will not be happy. Their happiness doesn't depend upon that. You are happy with yourself. Why am I doing it? Convenience. Is it okay? That person will be a good companion? And that is true. Hang on. Why? In anywhere you go, you have to adjust. A divorce case, fighting going on between man and woman. Hundreds of that way you can see. Right type of advice, right type of insight into situation is given, many lives can be saved, many situations can be saved. Fixing up a situation sometimes far better than starting a new situation. It's like fixing up your old car is far better than getting a new car, headache. Just an example, friends. Anything. Possibilities are there. Ultimately, you decide what to do. But there is no question of running away from a situation. If you run away from a situation, you did not fight with your brothers, you ran away to the Rishikesh. You shall fight with all monks there. Every sadhu you shall fight. My house, your house. My tree, your tree. You do that. People do that. They renounce everything. They come. You previously were fighting with your mother, father, brother, husband, somebody somewhere. Now you come back, leave everything and come back. You fight with whom? Fellow monkeys. You understand. Fellow monks. Brahmcharakshas. Right? You're a fighter. You are a fighter. You have come out only changing the situation. Previously I was fighting with my brother, my sister, my husband, my wife. Now I am fighting with all these people also. I was pointing their mistake in my mother's house, my father's house. I was pointing out other people. These brothers will never come in time. So brothers never liked you. You come here and tell everybody. These fellows also never come in time. True. Why don't you go back home? Do you understand? World is world. Ashrams are not out of the world. Human relationship is human relationship anywhere. Just because you put on a fancy cloth, don't think the person inside changes or runs away. The person inside remains the same. Whether you put on the white cloth, green cloth, yellow cloth, red cloth, no cloth, any cloth, you are the same idiot inside. Until that changes, please understand, interior decoration can change. The person living there is the same robe. Previously there are all pin-ups. Now it is all gods hanging. gods are hanged on the wall. You understand? Saints are hanged on the wall. Not hanging. Sorry, made a wrong usage. They are all hanged on the wall. Who is living? It's the same criminal. So previously you are different lingo, now there is a religious lingo. Previously three-piece suit, now there is a dhoti. Previously you were eating all that was flying, crawling, swimming, now you are eating all that is down, underground, above ground and all that stuff. So what? Interior decoration has changed, but you have not changed. The same habit continues. Fighting. With whom? Only targets change. Fighting continues. And the targets change. Previously the target of my hatred was my brother or my sister. Now it is my friends and the whoever I am studying with or being with. What type of life is that? I was very ambitious. I studied. I want to be somebody. I could not be. So I left here. Now here I want to be somebody. Who? I want to be world famous. Oh, I see. Well-known guru. I see. What are you doing? Some people use this religion to become a fanciful, like it's just like another ambition. Ambition, you want to fulfill your ambition through this. Can you be a happy person? You understand? The happiest, oh God, if you are a happy person, the kings, emperors, most powerful people, religious people, irreligious people, doesn't matter. Everybody shall envy you. Why? You are a happy man. Not a religious man or a secular person. Happy person. Happiness itself. All the religious disciplines are followed to be happy. All the secular achievements are towards the happiness. I'm a happy man. Can that struggle come to an end in your life? Yes. Thereafter, leave. Why? To keep myself alive. Next line will come. Let me go back to that. Okay. Abhachyava is beautiful. I'm already excited about the line that is coming. Anyway, Nindattastamas Nantava Samarthyam. Tato Dukkataram no kim. Hey Arjuna, they shall hate you, talk nonsense about you. Nobody is going to eulogize. Nobody is going to praise. Therefore, Hatova Prapsasi Swargam. If you are killed, Hatova, Swargam Prapsasi. If you are killed in this battle, Swargam Prapsasi, you shall go to heavens. Why? Because you are the fighter, therefore Veera Swarga. There is a heaven for the fighters. Those who are in the righteous battle. When they die, those people go to heavens. Veera Swarga. How do you know? Only in the matters of hereafter, either you have faith or don't faith. You don't believe also, doesn't matter. But they say, if you are a righteous, you are fighting a righteous battle, you go to Swarga. Then you come back again and continue your life. You will see all that later on. Jitvava bhokshashe mahim. If you win over it, you shall enjoy the whole earth, the kingdom, the empire. If you die, you go to heavens. Fighting the battle, you die, you go to heavens. If you win, enjoy the whole kingdom. If you run away, that is gone, this is gone. Absolute, always gone. You understand the point? How it is essential for an individual in the beginning stages to take care of the immediate goal. Just think of it. How is it essential for the individual to take care of the immediate goal? Because desiring for the absolute, you lose out the relative. That is why they call it Trishankuvat Ardhaswargadishtati. You give up your studies, you give up your education, give up everything. You neither got the happiness nor got the worldly achievements. What do you do? Lost. That is why, see for yourself. When you are engaging yourself activity, simply don't run away. Understand the limitations and then go. That's a different thing. Understand the limitation, then walk out of it. Poverty doesn't solve the problem. Even riches do not solve. What is more? Failure never solves the problem. Even success doesn't solve. What is next? Understand? What is that I'm interested in? I want to see that. Then you shall not grieve that I have run away from things. You don't have that sense of grief anymore. You live, you don't have a sense of grief anymore. Because what you have left is garbage. When you are wishing, when you are sweeping your room and you collect some garbage, when you throw away, do you have a sense of renunciation? Huh? When you sweep your floor and all that garbage you collected, you throw it out, renounce the garbage. What all you have left, can you believe it as a garbage? You will not have an unnecessary sense of renunciation. I have renounced my family, I renounced my property, renounced my job. So that means you are still holding so high premium on that. Huh? So what you have given up was so wonderful. Then why did you leave? If it was so great, then why did you leave? And why are you talking about it? Who talks about the past, whose present is frustrating? Just think of it. Who revels in the past, whose present is not exciting? Suppose the present is exciting, will you talk about the past? One is not time for the past. We are so excited at this moment. It's so good. Who has the time for past or looking into future? Wasting. Both are wasting. Future is yet to come. Past is already gone. What are you holding either onto the past which is gone and the future which is uncertain? The present is the moment now. And that's what you see in yourself. The eternal presence, absolute. There was never a time when I was not. Remember that verse. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipa nachevana bhavishyama sarve vayamataparam. Hey Arjuna, there is never a time when you are not, you shall not be. I was not, I am not, I shall not be. They were not, they are not, they shall not be. Meaning everybody at all times, all places, all conditions, ever existing as the truth, awareness that you are. Body shall change, situations shall change. So situation demands fight, fight. Not necessary to fight, don't fight. It's not that you must fight to know the truth. Situations, please understand that point, situations, okay? Anyway, Bhagavan says, now he says, Tatasmadutti, therefore, if you win the battle, enjoy the empire. What is that? If you die, you shall enjoy the heavens. But then, doesn't this great inspirational talk doesn't touch Arjuna? Do you know why? He has already seen the limitations of both, and clearly he has wrote, Yatsreyasyat nishitam rohitan me shishyasteyam sadhimam dvam prapannam. That which is the best. Don't give me this or that. What did he say? Abhapya bhumau asapatram ruddham suranam api adhipatyam nahi prapasyami mamapanudyat yachokam uchoshanam indriyanam. O Lord, what is when I see the limitation, the sense of emptiness that I am suffering at this moment shall never be fulfilled even if I get a kingdom here. Abhapya bhumau asapatnam ruddham samrajyam. Even if I get a samrajyam, a huge empire, not only huge empire, but also ruddham, prosperous empire. Not only prosperous empire, prosperous and unrivaled. You see that how beautiful combination? A kingdom is not enough, it must be rich. Rich kingdom is not enough, but every time enemies are eating it away from all sides, what type of kingdom is that? Unrivaled, asapatnam. Even if I get a kingdom, O Lord, here, prosperous and unrivaled here, or suranam adhipatyam, in the hereafter, even if I get the entire heavens at my disposal, I am the God of gods. That will not solve the problem. Why? It will all come to an end. Will you tell me this kingdom will never come to an end? Will you tell me after this battle I don't have to fight any battle? Will you guarantee me that the heavens shall last forever? Krishna can't say yes. All right, if you cannot, give me that which is everlasting. Yes, yes. You understand? The brilliance of the mind which sees the limitations of everything. Not that temporarily dejected. Why? So that after 2 minutes again I get it, right? Temporary dejection. Is the other day I was telling you. The food, so much I've eaten food, temporary rejection. Take Rasgulla, no. Sex, just now fulfill, any man or woman, I don't like any one of them. Very good. After 1 hour, after 2 days, what happened to you? Why suddenly again coming back? Temporary suspension. That is why when you are fed up of the world just now come from a fight, just now the woman is run away, just now the man is run away, just now the job is gone, some things have happened. The height of this passion is so enormous. That time you say, I don't want anything. Oh, you're very dispassionate fellow. All right. After 4 days, the pillow is very hard. A little soft pillow. Morning 4 o'clock to get up. Oh, I was sleeping up to 9 o'clock. Why past reference comes back? Everything comes back. Why? Because the sense of that immediate that hitting, that paralyzes your senses. Immediate tragedy paralyzes your senses. After some time, slowly that paralysis moves out. I could not achieve anything. Therefore, I was frustrated. Nothing else to do. Come, let us go to an ashrama religion. That will be really good. Why? Nothing else to do here. All right, go there. Then after going there, hey, this is good. How do I go to foreign country? Can I have a yoga certificate? Why? All the yogis are going to foreign countries. So if I can a yoga certificate, Swamiji, can you organize a yoga certificate for me? Oh, I see. Moksha. The person is desirous of liberation. You understand? High-powered mumukshu. Desirous of liberation. Where? In the distant dreamlands. So there he comes back then. But then after some, he does it. Not that he doesn't do yoga. He does. Then after some time, he only now directs. The disciples do because he has become enough. Mahayogi. In one posture only. Sukhasanastha. And then other people doing the job. Disgusting. Or you use this knowledge. What are you doing? Studying Vedanta. Right? Astrology these days. Mahadeva, please friends, when I say that, you must see for yourself. Arjuna has gone beyond these modes. You give me the kingdom here or in the hereafter. Not interested. Yes, Shreyas Yad. I have not care what the other people say or not say. Can I be happy forever? Will that give me the happiness? Can Krishna say yes? Cannot. That which begins, already I have told, that which begins comes to an end. Therefore, know yourself. So having told him, then he said, okay, from that standpoint, once you are aware of yourself, you can fight the battle of life. And then also from the relative standpoint, you shall see that. Now we can say, yes, that's right. I am happy with myself, now I can fight any battle. No problem. If it is so, he gives you the principle. Once you are aware of yourself, how you fight. And the next verse will be, why is it that after so much understanding, still the people don't get? Read that first. How you fight. Sukhe dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi sukha dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. So beautiful. You know, underline that line, that whole thing you shall see. When you are thus, discover yourself, who you are. Hey Arjuna, the whole attitude changes in life. That line is, you know what? Yuddhaya ujjasva. That please underline not once, 3-4 times if you feel like. No, this is a statement you cannot believe how fantastic it is. We will explain now and see it. And you must see the truth for yourself. Yuddhaya ujjasva. Translated literally, fight for fighting's sake. I'll explain it to you. You cannot have a better line of thinking. You fight, hey Arjuna, you fight when you are happy with yourself, you fight for fighting's sake. Now put it X factor. Live for living's sake. Live for life's sake. Sing for singing's sake. Art for art's sake. Music for music's sake. Food for food's sake. Relationship for relationship's sake. Listening for listening's sake. Touching for touching's sake. Testing for testing's sake. Food for food's sake. Sex for sex's sake. Relationship for relationship's sake. Travel for travel's sake. Not for happiness sake or unhappiness sake. You must see that. If you don't see, raise your hand, I'll explain again. See the difference. Food for food's sake. Why do you want that food? Hungry. What shall satisfy your hunger? Food. What food? Any food. What shall create problem for you? When you are eating food for food's sake, food is not a problem. Food for happiness sake. Come for lunch. Are you hungry? Yes, come for lunch. What is there? Oh, you are not hungry. Are you getting that point? What is that food? What are you? Are you hungry? Yes. What is there? Taishadam. Wow. Biryani. Fruits. Why? Food for food's sake. Achievement for achievement's sake. I want to go to the top of the mountain. Why? I want to see the top of the mountain. Why? Just to see the top of the mountain. If I go there, then I can have a batch. Today, this morning, this man climbed this mountain. So everybody sees. So the batches, why are they put? Now, what all things you achieve, how does it matter to me? But everybody must show that. You understand the point, why the world has become so sick. Nobody does for doing sake. Help for help's sake. Do you understand the point? Help for help's sake. If somebody is poor, I am rich. Why am I helping? Because I have the means. The other person has a need. So my photograph must be there. Help for help's sake. Why are you going to Himalayas? To see Himalayas. Just see Himalayas. Why go to any place? Moon, stars, galaxies, for its own sake. But if you are looking for happiness, you shall be disappointed because it is not there. Are you getting that point? If you anything you do for its own sake is excellent. Health for health's sake. Asana for asana's sake. Chanting for chanting's sake. Learning for learning's sake. When it will happen? when you are happy with yourself. When you are happy with yourself, then only you can do everything for its own sake. Why do you sit down in the outside to sell a book? Nothing else to do. Kartabhyantara bhavat, nothing else to do. Therefore I am doing it. Why don't you go for climb a mountain? Difficult. Can't I know it? Well, if I can, I will do it. So don't go, he's suggesting me to climb the mountain. Hey, let him suggest. I can't do. You understand the situation. Look at for yourself. Anything what you are doing in life. Are you doing it for its own sake or for happiness sake? It's a huge test for yourself. I help my child to grow up. For your satisfaction or for child's benefit? For child's sake, not for my sake. But because it is for my sake, if the person, suppose the child doesn't have that intellectual capital to become brilliant, now my life is finished. Why? I have a dull child. What's your problem? Or suppose the child is brilliant, oh boy, he's so proud. My child. You become proud of your child, but your child will be so proud, he thinks you don't deserve the father of such a brilliant child. So she doesn't or he doesn't recognize you as the father. Your whole world collapses. Why? Happiness sake. You understand? Anywhere. God for God's sake, not for happiness sake. Religions will collapse. You know that? The religions will collapse. God for God's sake, not for happiness sake. Come to my God, you shall be happy. Keep your God with yourself and be happy. Are you getting that point, please? God for God's sake, not for happiness sake. What type of God I am talking? Those people who think God is in a cloud, inside a cave, for God's sake, happiness for happiness sake, truth for truth, all one and the same. If the truth, the God, the self is one and the same, no problem. But most theologies do not say God as your nature. Are you getting that point? Because the God is in the heavens. Therefore, for God's sake, do it. No. For my sake. Shall I say for my sake? No. For happiness sake? No. For its own sake. Why should we do it? For its own sake. Why should we study? For study's sake. What will happen to me? Nothing need to happen to me because I am already fulfilled, happy with myself. That is why the self-knowledge becomes so important. But in the beginning stages, listen carefully. In the beginning stages, you can't give it to the child. Study for study's sake. Eat for food's sake. You can't tell that to the child. Eat food. Why? So that you become healthy. Oh. You see that, papaya? Papaya, what does he eat? Spinach. Spinach fellow. So that is what this cartoon fellow made that Popeye. Why? So children are not eating vegetables. Children are only eating lollipops. So children are not eating vegetables. So the Popeye is very thin like that fellow. Then he takes 1 cup of spinach. Then suddenly everywhere the muscles comes up. And that big fellow, he flies for 20 kilometers. So the child is impressed. If I eat this vegetable, that is the way of teaching a child. Suppose a 50-year-old fellow, Popeye. You must be nuts. A 5-year-old you can motivate. If you study, you will have this. If you don't study, you will be poor. Because child understands the language of poverty and prosperity. Young man understands the language of power and powerlessness. If you study, you will be in this position. You will have the power. If you study, you give 2 pictures. If you study, become successful, you have your own car, chauffeur-driven car, so many cars following, escorting you this way, that way. And if you don't study, in a bidi in hand, you'll be sitting under a tree, sweating, can't even walk, no strength. 2 pictures you give it to the baby. Which one you like? Oh, I want to go in a car, study. Child is interested. And once you study and become a very successful person, you are also sensitive to recognize, even after that, literacy, prosperity, but it doesn't solve it either. In some cases, compounds it. Illiteracy doesn't solve the problem. Literacy doesn't solve it either. Most cases compound this problem. Thereafter, what? That time you tell the person, okay, why it doesn't solve the problem? But you are looking for happiness through your search for power. You are looking for happiness through your search for position. You are looking for power, happiness through your relationship. You are looking for power through your experiences, sensations. It is a wrong search. Because what you are looking for is happiness. And what is the address of happiness? Yourself, not outside. When you find that happiness in yourself, thereafter, again full enthusiasm to work. Why? Action for action's sake. Are you getting that? I am happy with myself. Why are you living? How long? As long as. No more begging. One day more for what? I am eternal. Eternity will not beg for a day's extension. Are you getting that? Eternity doesn't look for a day's extension. Happiness will not beg for a little more sensation. Nonsense. They are excellent, not they are fantastic. Why? Action for action's sake. Food for food's sake. Things for things' sake. Music for music's sake. Anything for its own sake. Do you understand the difference? Why am I having food? Hunger to go. Which food is a problem? But if you want food to match your head and not your hunger, very difficult. Are you hungry? Yes. What do you want? Thai. Thai restaurant not available here. No hope of Thai restaurant in next 300 kilometers. That happens. All right, whatever is there, bring it. So happily eating. Whatever is there, bring it. Whatever. While eating, also, I think my stomach will be upset. I think my stomach will be upset. Why? Because your mind is so tight. Your stomach doesn't open. You have no enthusiasm. So the stomach is, so food doesn't go in. Hungry. If only I can work with him only, I'm happy. She need not work, but she should be hanging around. Then I can also work. Oh, I see. So for you to work, some people should be hanging around, right? Think. If your action is for action's sake, I'm cooking. Why? That's my job. But I'm driving. Why? I can drive. Anything. Want to go for a walk? Yeah. Why? Nothing else to do. Happy to do anything at any time. Do you understand what I'm talking? Whew. But if you say, I'm chanting some mantra, why for happiness sake? God bless you. God bless you. So you become a professional chanter. Now, a group of people also chanting together. Somebody is doing now, I was told. Mandranada. Mandranada means thousands of people sitting down there chanting. Why? Mandranada. There was a time when mantras were kept secret. Why? So that you thought it is effective only for you. The sense of secrecy brings you a little sense of speciality or a psychological way of doing it. Now everybody knows about it. What everybody? You pick up a cell phone ring, Om Bhurbu Swaha, that's how it is. And a cell phone, Gayatri Mantra, now all the cell phones are liberated. All the cell phones are liberated now. Everybody is doing Gayatri. Different types of chanting. Om Namo Narayana. Chanting. You must have seen it more than, you must have heard more than me. And that is for other people's sake, because when it rings, you don't hear. Only the other people must be religious. Me, the same rascal. That is the message given by that. That you should listen to good mantras and do what I want you to do. no, I am untouchable. I am absolutely incorrigible. Right? No, no, please. Everybody shall say only, action for action's sake, art for art's sake, love for love's sake. But what about religion? The so-called religions. Who shall promise you, believe in my God, you shall be happy? Believe in my practice, you shall be happy? No. It's never for happiness sake. If you do anything looking for happiness, you are bound. When you are happy to do anything, you are free. Work on this. Happy to do anything. That is why you can happily, if you are a soldier, you can gun down happily. Average person will understand this language. Oh, very cruel. Even the mafia also kills smilingly. Mafia kills smilingly, but he cannot stop killing. Smiling may be, behind the smile the thing is not same. The smile may be same because he is a hardcore criminal, but he can stop killing. Whereas the person, if you are a wise one, if the circumstances demand, if you have to, on self-defense, maybe you will do. But you will stop it also. There is no unnecessary killing. This language is very unusual to listen because how can somebody say kill somebody? Of course not. The person who is happy with himself, you think he can kill a mosquito? Today I was looking for an ant in that, what is that? Pori. Pori means puffed rice. I saw one ant. I said, if I put it in my breakfast, the ant will go. So put it on a plate, put it on one ant. But why should he die? Just because I have to eat 5 minutes delay in looking for an ant is not going to kill me. So remove the ant, throw it away, happily eat. Not that you can't kill an ant. What type of strength you have got when you cannot kill an ant? Perverted strength. Killing doesn't prove your strength. But suppose it is come, the 2 snakes are coming on my bed and any time, no problem. It should be shot if it is there. If I have a gun, if I know how to put up a gun, I can't say no, let them kill me. Like a fellow was asked, he was carrying some money with him. Somebody said, give her money or you shall be dead. Choose. Kill me. My money is saved for my old age. What does the fellow know? What is he talking about? Kill me. Kill me, that's stupid. Ishvara. Please. That is why the religions now have become much more dangerous. Why? All religions are touting, selling, advertising for happiness. Instant moksha. If you do this mantra, instant moksha. Hug me, touch me, bury yourself underground, look at the wall for 10 days, hold your nose for 15 days, stand on your tail, stand on your head, some nonsense. Read this Bhagavad Upanishad for 20 days, chant this, you shall be free. It doesn't sound logical. If you do something looking for happiness, you shall not find it. Find happiness. That is why know yourself. And once you know yourself, then what happens? Tato yuddhaya ujjasva, fight for fighting's sake. Now, a person who knows that, you can ask, this is where comes a trap. What is the trap? If I know myself, I'll fight for fight's sake. But so difficult. What shall I do now? Why is it I cannot do? It gives you the principle. Sukhe dukkhe same krutva. We shall see in the note afternoon tomorrow. Lava, lavo, jaya, jayo. Tato yuddha, just here, Arjuna. You fight the fight for fighting. When you are happy with yourself, you do something for its own sake. In the process, listen, in the process, there shall be both relative things. Sukham, dukham. Eat for eating sake. Listen carefully. Eat for eating sake. I try to simplify it very much. Eat for eating sake. Two things will happen. Either it can give you a pleasant sensation, hunger is gone. Or if you eat, not very satisfying. Satisfying means what? Maybe stomach upset, something happens, dukkha. It can be painful or it can be pleasant. Listen carefully. That is one thing, physical. Sukha, dukkha, comfort, discomfort. Mind must be amazing. Mind must be beautiful. What is the mind? When do you say mind is sukha? When do you consider in your mentally unhappy, your food, the thought of the food doesn't match the food outside. When the food in your mind doesn't match the food outside, disappointed. Physically comfortable because hunger is gone, unhappy because the thought did not match. That is why, please watch out this statement. That is why so-called religious groups, the so-called salesmen for the nirvana, instant nirvana or happiness, they shall first build the image of happiness. Then they shall provide you the image. Happiness means seeing the red light. Now look at the red light. You think it is matching. You understand the psychological disaster? First you provide the picture which they should match. If you feel touched, you shall feel. If you feel a sensation, you are free. I'll touch you, you'll imagine a sensation. I'm free. Why? It matched. And such people shall not listen to anything thereafter, because who wants to get out of his own dream? You don't want to get out of your obsession because you are comfortable with an idea. I'm enlightened. Why? Red light, I saw. So similar people create the group, create the cult, because everybody shall say, I have red light, green light. I'm feeling a sensation in my spine. And this cuckoo language will be accepted in the same linguistic jurisdiction. Just like Germany, Spanish, Spain, Indian, Hindi in Hindi belt, Tamil Nadu, Tamil language. How comfortable? So, religious lingos. What is the lingo? Red light area, blue light area, hugging area, sensation area. So, the language of happiness is one sensation. Yourself, the absolute. When you see that, sukhe dukhe, this you cannot escape. So just because you are enlightened, don't think you can escape the comfort and discomfort. Happily comfortable, happily uncomfortable. Oh. Sukhe dukhe samam. Sukhe dukhe same krutva, labha labho. There will be loss and profit. Labha alabha. There shall be profit and loss and gain. Also, jaya ajo, victory and defeat. You cannot escape the relative sense of victory and defeat, gain and loss. 90% you have secured. You are very proud, successful. The department says 95% is the cutoff mark, failure. Anybody 90% only, pass. 85% you are miserable. 75% you are miserable. Suddenly they say, above 70%, okay, pass. What happens now? Just standard, lower the standard. Abas. You want to make people feel comfortable? Change the law. Just change the law. Previously, what was corruption? Now it is gift. When you apply, you should give 20 rupees to the clerk. Law. Everybody is comfortable, receiving and giving. Just think. Victory or defeat, who has to decide? Raise the bar of expectation. Victory will be defeat, defeat will be victory. Raise or lower, as you like. Think of it. You can't escape that relative sense. But when you're absolute, see yourself who you are, then what happens? Both are same. I do. I help somebody. Why? I can help. Oh, he doesn't accept. That's his job. Oh, he worships you. He's kind. I give something. Somebody recognizes. He's kind. Doesn't recognize. It's okay. I go around the world. Why? Just to see how the beautiful planet is. Happiness, that I am carrying with myself. No place can give me that. Place can give me convenience and inconvenience. I come to India at this way. Oh, you're so hot. Oh, very hot. Right. And reach a nice place. Now, you go back to Australia. Oh, so cold. Cold. Comfort, discomfort level will be there. Happiness. But if you say, coldness is very good, be happy. After 1 year, 1 month, climate changes. Same thing, relationship. Happy. Happy to relate to somebody. Why? We have to live in a world. So many people, so many friends. You are happy to relate to people. If your happiness depends on that person, do you know what you do? If your happiness depends on that person, you will have a circle around it. Like Lakshman Rekha. That person should give happiness only to me. Talk to only to me, not that man. No good. If somebody talk, unhappiness. Oh, you know what possessiveness means? Destroys. I'm happy to relate. But suppose relationship brings me happiness, complication begins. That is why the other person should be happy, you are happy, then you are happily relating each other. Cannot relate also beautiful. We are together, excellent. Not together, excellent. Why? Circumstances parts us. Just because friends, but suppose you are a married couple, that's a different equation again. You are for each other, of course, different thing. So many conditions, friends. Please see. We shall see more of it tomorrow. Tato yuddhaya ujjasva. Hey Arjuna, fight for fighting's sake. And that one you can put for anything. Eat for its sake. Sleep for. Why are you sleeping? Tired. Sleeping. You're so bored, I'm going to sleep. You will not try to get out of your sleep. Why? Because you're so bored. Waking frightens you. But why are you sleeping? Tired. Sleep for some time. Getting up, again full of life. Sleeping for sleeping's sake. Waking for waking's sake. Wake up. Understand. Watch out for yourself. Are you doing it for its own sake or for happiness sake? It will be classic. Wisdom is this. Even God for God's sake. Everything for its own sake. I'm happy. That is why I'm happy. God for God's sake. I would not need a form. Hold it. Don't need a form. Fine. So which one is better? A form is as beautiful as the formless. That is why no fanaticism. Only form, only formless. No. I'm happy with myself, but a form will be nice. Why not? I'm happy with myself. Why do I need a form? Why not? No, I have in your room, you have got all the forms, whenever, whichever I want. Like this eccentric millionaire who has 3 swimming pools. Somebody asked him, why do you have the 3 swimming pools? What is this one for? It's a big one. Yes. Why have you got it? It's a cool pool. In summer day when everything is hot, I don't know. That ice cool. I jump the second one? It is a warm pool. When it's cold, I jump into that hot water. What about the third pool? No water. Well, if I don't feel like swimming? So you have all the forms. Yes, why? Feel like. Why didn't you keep any forms? Don't feel like. But why are you interested in either of the two? Not necessary. Close my eyes. Good thoughts, don't worry about it. Bad thoughts, let them be there. Why? I'm with myself. Thought for thought's sake. Thought for thought's sake. Not for my happiness sake. Action for action's sake. Not for my happiness sake. Oh, you understand the freedom. That freedom. Oh, you know the Ishvara. What you shall enjoy, the emperor shall envy. Even the gods shall envy. Even that's what they say. The gods, minor deities who are not liberated, they will envy you. Why? Here is a fellow liberated. We are yet to be. That is why your sense of happiness, satisfaction with yourself.